Boom shakalaka. Not many people are very decided on where the market is going up or down. Today's video, we're going to take a look at some must-see charts like this one. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at some must-see charts like this one, and 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 this one. Before we get into it though, like the video, join us on Twitter with your Crypto Love, and of course, subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos longer than anybody else. Now, recently, people don't know where Bitcoin's going. I mean, in a nutshell, up, down, sideways. When it's going up, everybody swears it's going up forever. When it's going down, people swear it's going down forever. When it's going sideways, people are like, come on, Bitcoin, do something. Well, just recently, Bitcoin printed the largest downside wick ever on a candle. The wick of the candle, not the body, the wick, was $16,079. That's a huge wick. That beat the previous record by 2 times. Now, this candle sometimes is seen as price moves up, sometimes seen as price moves down. And Checkmatey just did a crude analysis and went looking for many times we've had weekly hammer candles where the lower wick is 90% of the total price range. Holy freaking cow. And that would be all of these orange lines right here. Now you can see when it happened back here, price went up. When it happened here, price went down. What's going to happen with the market? When it happened here, price went sideways. So what does it mean? When it happened here, price went up, and now nobody knows. Up, down, sideways, backwards. Who the frick knows? But got me to thinking. We haven't made a video in a while of the awesome charts that Checkmatey has on checkonchain.com. You can find them all. Checkonchain.com. So we'll go into a whole bunch of different charts. We're going to take a look at a lot of them today, explain them, why they're important, what they potentially mean, and then maybe, if we're lucky, fingers crossed, we'll come to some conclusions at the end. Now, recently, I think people are losing their everything because we had probably one of the biggest liquidation events ever. Not only did a whole bunch of longs get liquidated, but also simultaneously a whole bunch of shorts got liquidated. Sometimes when there's long liquidations, shorts don't get liquidated as much, but this was probably one of the biggest events of both short and long liquidations, causing massive price fluctuations. And people don't know what's going to happen. Now, some people have been calling for the cycle top, particularly someone named the Bull, someone else, Clemente, but they've been saying, hey, it's potentially top, and it could be. I don't know. Again, I only know things after they happen. After they happen, I can tell you the exact date of the cycle top of 2021 or 2018. But this coming cycle top, I have no freaking idea. This is the best bet for what we have for a cycle top indicator, the pi cycle top indicator. When they cross, it's been exceptionally accurate for picking not only the tops, but also very close to the bottoms. And this is what we use to pick the bottom at roughly $15,000, because guess what? When the slope of this line, the 111-day moving average, went from down to up, that was pretty much, Bitcoin was close to $15,000. That was pretty much the bottom there. But it hasn't crossed yet this cycle. As a matter of fact, it's the furthest apart it's ever been post-halving, which tells us that potentially we have a very long cycle to come. Maybe it's just going to keep on going up forever. I mean, it could. They keep on printing money, and there's only a fixed supply of Bitcoin. So it kind of makes sense. Infinity dollars divided by 21 million Bitcoin is infinity dollars per Bitcoin. But maybe someone has figured out a way to completely get around the pi cycle top indicator. I asked ChatGPT if it's possible. They said, hey, if you keep it at $80,000 for a few months, it'll mess things up. So we'll kind of have to see what will happen with that. But as of right now, pi cycle top indicator says no, we have not come close to a top. Also, if we take a look at the investor tool, this has also been exceedingly accurate in picking out Bitcoin at tops and bottoms. Bottoms happen below the 2-year SMA. Tops happen above or very, very close to the 2-year SMA times 5. Now, as of right now, it looks to me like we're closer to the bottom than the top. The top right now, $270,000. The bottom, $53,000, which tells me that probably a little bit of patience and we could have a long way to go for this coming cycle. we have barely seen any euphoria. I mean, the other day, I was just thinking, man, if the bull run is over, I think I'm the most depressed I'm ever going to be, because that was like the most terrible bull run, except for like nobody was bullish about anything. There was no froth except for about pump.fun. And really, that was just a whole bunch of like 12-year-olds gambling with cryptocurrency. So if that was the top, then so be it. But based on this chart, I mean, look at how long in 2017 we were in the euphoria zone. Look at how long in 2020 we were in the euphoria zone. So far, we just had a couple of times. We've never even been red coloration. There was a red coloration in 2014 as well. So all of those also suggesting there's a lot longer to go. And if we take a look, coincidentally, at the sell side risk ratio, when there is very low liquidity, that's when price is low. It's hard to sell. Nobody wants to buy, and so the price goes down. But guess what? When there's extreme liquidity in the orange and red, everybody wants to buy. Not many people want to sell. And we haven't even hit that territory. We've barely touched orange a couple times, but have not hit red at all. And just to prove that for you, you can turn off all of these things right here. Low liquidity, very low liquidity, high liquidity, and you can see there's no extreme liquidity yet this cycle. No frothiness whatsoever. Telling me that, either something is changing or we still got a little ways to go. Which brings us to this chart. This one caught my eye because, some of the people who are talking about how the bull market is over is saying, well, there's already people who've been in profits and profitable trading days for Bitcoin and all this stuff. And yes, there were before the halving and after the halving. We've had 2 times where everybody who purchased was in profit. But if you compare this with previous cycles, except for the first epoch, the first cycle, the previous cycles, I mean, look at this. This went from December of 2016 all the way to December of 2017, a whole freaking year of that. This also went from November of 2020 all the way to November of 2021. Now, granted, this did go March of 2024 to November of 2024, which is half the length of these year-long ones. But barely spending any time at those territories, just touched and touched, which leads me to believe, especially how much this cycle compares with 2017, that we may have a lot longer where we're going to spend just touching new all-time highs, all-time highs, all-time highs. But I can't be bullish about everything because that just gets me into trouble. And then you're stuck another 3 years or however long in a bear market just wishing you would have sold. Maybe not the top, but 75% of the way up. So brings us to this chart right here, the true market mean and AV ratio indicator, which right now gives a good estimate of the market mean or average, what's in the middle. Basically, the price spends half the time above and roughly half the time below, or at least in valuation, half above and half below, which gives us a good price mean. Now, right now, interestingly enough, the true market mean is $64,000. So price is above the mean, but that's not unexpected. In bull markets, price stays above the mean. But one thing that I thought was helpful was seeing how low price could likely go. Because worst case scenario, you always want to know where things are going to go should, whatever hit the fan. Well, back here in 2019, the true market mean was $6,000. Price went down to $3,000, roughly 50%. Back here, price was $30,000. Price went down to $15,000, roughly 50%. So that tells me, based on an N of 2, that price could roughly go down to half of this, about $32,000. Now, if that's scary to you, then maybe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency isn't for you. But right now, that's what, like a third of the price? That's not bad, considering previous times it's gone down like 80%, 90%. So, that's the end of this video. The takeaways are that, yeah, $32,000 at the current time could likely be the bottom. But also, if we take a look, 270,000 or higher could be the likely top. So, Those things combined. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like the video, join us on Twitter, @3CryptoLove, and subscribe to the channel. And also, there's a playlist right up there. If you believe in cryptocurrency, you might enjoy some of those predictions. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
Boom. Shakalaka.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.